If you're new here, welcome, and if you're not new here, hey icons! See how when you subscribe to me, you become the most iconic person ever? Oh my gosh, you should go ahead and do it. So, I apologize if I'm a little bit low energy today. I am simply just low energy. I'm in my luteal phase, as I seem to always be. So I'm a little tired, but we have this cute environment going on. I hope it's cozy. You should, this plant, get cozy, get a drink, get a snack, whatever you want. I should have gotten water, but I don't want to stand up. So today we are talking about something that I have been struggling with, which is presence and, being grateful, which not that I am not grateful, but, I'll get into what I mean. I've honestly recently been super distracted, super rushed, and literally not wanting to be alone with my thoughts for like a single second because they're too overwhelming. So I'm like, I need to just tune out all the noise and always have a YouTube video or a song or something playing in the background. And it makes me rush everything that I'm doing and not take time to just slow down and appreciate it. So I've been really called to do that, slow down and appreciate what's around me, because I have not been doing that as much as I want to. And here is a little secret. The thoughts become even more overwhelming if you try to ignore them. So I have been working on that. This is as I'm filming this, it's my last day of spring break. And I've had all week to reset and rest. And I've really just been thinking a lot about presence and gratitude and just all of that. I've really just like stepped away from my responsibilities because I really needed it. I've had senioritis and I've been moving from a space of exhaustion because, I've been getting things done, but I've been so tired. Like, I wake up for school and I'm like, ugh. And then I'm like, I'm just gonna get my homework done so I can relax. I'm so tired. Like, it's been like that for months because I just want it to be summer because I'm tired. But there was a time when I was begging my parents to go to online school, and now I feel like I've taken it for granted. And I've really just been called to just be present and grateful because I am. I'm so grateful that I get to do online school. I recently had a dream where I was back in public school and then I escaped and I was like, I'm never coming back. And I genuinely have just been realizing how much I truly have to be grateful for. And yeah, but I've really needed this week to recharge and reset, and it's been amazing. I'm tired right now because I'm in my luteal phase, as I said, but I am feeling more recharged. I'm kind of dreading going back to my responsibilities, but that's okay because I've learned that I can be grateful for them. I can slow down, everything like that, and that's what I'm going to make an effort to do next week when I go back, is to just find the beauty in my responsibilities because there's beauty in everything. And yeah, I am just ready for my senior year to be over, but I've realized that someday I'm going to miss my senior year and I'm going to be like, I wish I would have savored it more. So that's what I've been really thinking about, is just the fact that the only constant is change. Everything is temporary, and that's a comforting thing because when I feel overwhelmed, oh my gosh, my microphone is gonna die. When I feel overwhelmed, I can remind myself that it's temporary. I'm gonna charge my microphone. I feel like I've said a whole lot of nothing. Like, this is a topic that I care about, but I am struggling to articulate my thoughts, so I'm hoping that I'm making sense. But anyways, so, as I was saying, you can find comfort in the fact that everything is temporary because you can think about when you're stressed out, it's a temporary feeling. It's gonna pass. Everything passes. Every time I'm feeling a negative emotion, I let myself sit in it and I remind myself that it's gonna pass because it always does. And if I'm right now, I'm going through kind of an overwhelming stage of life and I'm just like, I want to not have any responsibilities. I'm so tired. I need rest. And I'm giving myself rest, but I don't know, like the energy feels kind of heavy, if that makes sense. It's just like a strange stage that I'm in. I'm giving myself grace, and I'm reminding myself that I have so much to be grateful for, and I need to focus on that and focus on the fact that I don't need to always be thinking 10 steps ahead, because that just stresses me out more. I need to be thinking about what's going on right now, because that's all that really matters. It's what's going on right now. And I don't want to not savor what's going on right now, and then once it passes, I'm like, I really miss that stage of life. And so I'm starting to take note of things that are happening in this stage of life right now and be like, this is what I'm going to look back on, whether it's a difficult thing, a stressful thing, or a beautiful, happy thing. I remind myself, like, I'm going to remember this, and how do I want to remember this stage of life? I actually want to journal about that. How do I want to remember? I usually remember, like, what music was I listening to at the time? What shows was I watching? Or how did I feel day to day? What was my routine? Stuff like that. I want to actually journal about that, so I'm going to take note of that. But yeah, so like now online school has just become a normal part of my routine, but I used to literally beg my parents to go to online school. So I've been really just putting that into perspective and thinking about, like, okay, I need to be grateful that I have things I used to be praying for. Like, I am so lucky. You don't really realize how many things you have to be grateful for until they change or go away, which I know sounds scary, but I'm not saying that to scare you. I'm just saying that as a reminder that there's always something to be happy about. There's always something to be grateful for. You just have to look for it, and you just have to focus on the present moment. But if I'm ever stressing about the future, I just need to remember that I'm not always going to be sitting in that feeling, and I'm not always going to be here, because my future is already it's already figured out. Like, it's already faded. I don't need to constantly worry about it, because worrying is a waste of time. And like I said, your perspective is key, as always, because you can view everything as temporary, as a scary thing, or you could view it as a comforting thing. I choose to view it as a comforting thing, because when I'm feeling negatively, I can remember that I'm not always going to feel that way. And when I'm feeling positively, I can remind myself, oh, this is going to pass, so I need to really, really savor it and remind myself of the happy times when I'm going through the hard times. I've had to remind myself that I genuinely never have anything to worry about, because every time that I've ever worried about anything, it's been a complete waste of time and energy, and it's always ended up working out better than I ever imagined, because I always end up looking back on the things I was worrying about, and I'm like, I wish I could have told my past self that things are going to work out better than she can even imagine. Like, it always has a way of happening like that, The things that I'm worrying about right now aren't even going to be a second thought in a few years. I'm going to be fine. Cuz I always end up being fine. Honestly, this whole episode is turning into like a pep talk for myself. This is not to say that you should ignore when you feel worried, but you should reflect and think about why you feel worried, and remind yourself that you are exactly where you're meant to be, and you're doing better than you realize. Sometimes I fail to document my own progress and think about how much progress I've actually made, and I've been really trying to give myself enough credit, because I have made so much progress, and I have really become someone that I'm really, really proud of. I'm gonna cry. I've become someone that I'm so proud of, and my younger self would be so proud of me. So, uh, so I just need to really give myself credit, because I work so hard every day. I'm so dedicated. I mean, this isn't just about me. This is like, I'm saying this about myself to say it about you as well, that you are exactly where you're meant to be, and you're doing better than you think you are, because it's hard in the moment to see how much you actually do for yourself. Yeah, sometimes I get caught up in, like, what am I going to strive for next? What are my goals? What are this? What are that? And I get so caught up in the future and planning all the way to the day I literally die. But I've been trying to cut back on that a little bit and just focus on, okay, what am I feeling right now? What do I currently have to be grateful for? What am I currently experiencing? You don't need to worry about the future because the future isn't happening yet. All you need to worry about is what you're doing right now in this current moment. The past already happened. All you can do is acknowledge the lessons that the past brought you and the memories and everything, and remember that the future is not happening right now. The only thing happening right now is the present moment, okay? Remember that you never need to worry about the future, because if you want something, there's a reason that you want it. I really, really like The Alchemist. I really, really think you should read it. I think I said this, but I genuinely don't think I would have pursued YouTube if I didn't read that book in sophomore year. So, and it's really what I need to hear right now. It's just a reminder of like what you want. Like, you want it for a reason and you are capable of it. Like, I just love it so much. When I inevitably do worry about the future, because I'm only human, I remind myself of the times that things have worked out better than I imagined, which is every single time I've ever worried about anything. My anxiety is always proven wrong. And, you know, we're human. It's inevitable that you're still going to worry even when you remind yourself that your anxiety is proven wrong. But it is a good thing to remind yourself. And the key to being present is gratitude, as I think I've said. So I've been working on really just slowing down and focusing on everything that's around me and how grateful I am for it. Let's do that right now. I'm grateful that for my candle, because it's giving me a feeling of comfort and coziness and peace. I'm grateful for my room and the environment that I've cultivated to make myself feel comforted and peaceful. I'm grateful for my bed. I'm grateful that I'm able to feel how soft my blanket is and that this blanket keeps me warm every night and allows me to sleep peacefully. I'm grateful for my vision board because it reminds me what I'm doing this for. You know, when I'm feeling rushed, I like to just literally pause and look around at everything around me and notice just what's going on. Especially, I like to do that outside because going out in nature makes me feel really connected to myself. Especially when I just like touch the grass and I'm like, I'm so grateful that I am able to be out here in this beautiful day and notice, you know, the birds chirping and the butterflies and the flowers and everything, especially because spring is springing. Anyways, I also like to put things into perspective and think about the things that are normal to me, but that other people want so bad. And it reminds me how fortunate I truly am. Most of us, if not all of us, have some form of privilege. You know, I can acknowledge that I'm privileged because I live in a house and I have my own room and I have access to food and water and a bed, and I'm able to take showers and take care of myself every single day and go to a school that I want to go to. Like, I'm so, so fortunate to do all of that. And those are things that I've been working to just really, really think about how grateful I am to have those things, instead of just being like, oh yeah, whatever, I have food and water, that's normal. But it's not normal to everyone, so I need to really, really be grateful for that. And I also will remember times when I looked back on certain stages of life and wished that I savored the present moment more, because you don't realize how good things are until they pass. Even if they're stressful, they're still good. They're still good in everything. And there's lessons in every difficult moment. And you should always work to cherish what you have. And if you're going through a difficult time right now, remember that it will pass and you will look back on it with gratitude and the things that you've learned. I know it feels hard right now, but you're exactly where you're supposed to be. This difficult moment is exactly what's meant to happen because it's teaching you something, and you're going to look back and be grateful, and it's going to pass, I promise. And if you're not going through a hard time, be grateful for the good moments. Cherish them, because you're going to look back and wish you savored it if you don't savor it. I have some homework for you. First thing is go give somebody a hug. Give yourself a hug. Everyone give yourself a hug. And remind yourself you're doing your best. Next homework you have, take care of yourself. Okay? Take care of yourself. Whatever you need to do, listen to your body and what you need and let yourself rest. Another homework I have for you, you can do any of these that you want, is to write 3 things you're grateful for. Throughout this next week, catch yourself whenever you're rushing or you're distracted and you're not focused on the present moment, and try to ground yourself back to it and bring yourself back into presence in your body and just look around and see the things around you and what you have to be grateful for. And look for love in everything. I have recently been doing that. I just pause and I'm like, where is love currently? I see love in my candle. I see love, like the trees outside and the flowers outside. I see love in the birds chirping and the butterflies. And I see love in my morning coffee, you know? So, yeah, that's just a really good reminder to have. I honestly blacked out during this episode. I have no idea what I said, but I did need to hear everything that I said. I'm gonna go rest. I'm gonna take care of myself and just take some time to rejuvenate and really, really take extra care of myself before I get back into my routine, and I'm gonna ease back into my routine. But let's get into afterthought. I almost got killed by a dog. I was dog sitting. Okay. So here's what happened. I was dog sitting this dog last summer or 2 summers ago. I can't remember exactly when. It hated me and my twin sister. Like it would not go outside. He would not go outside. And so every day he would get increasingly mad at us. And one day he was laying in bed and we went up to him and we were like trying to pet him and he started going like growling. And then suddenly, like, I was already on edge because I knew that the dog didn't like us. But then he starts growling and then suddenly jumps up and me and my twin sister sprint away. And I locked myself in the bathroom and I was like genuinely okay, we almost got killed is dramatic, but the dog it was surely going to attack us. It was so scary. I was trembling in fear because I'm really scared of getting attacked by dogs. And it would have happened honestly if we didn't hide. And then when I like literally I was too scared to leave the bathroom, like 15 minutes later or so, I slowly opened the door and peeked out and it felt like I was in a horror movie. I was like tiptoeing down the stairs looking around because I knew that that dog could be lurking around the corner waiting to attack me. And then me and my sister, we just left. And then we texted the person and we were like, so your dog tried to attack us. We're not going to come back. Sorry. Like, it was so scary. Like, it was like every time it was built up, like the dog was more mad at us every single time until eventually it chased us down the hallway at full speed, growling, and it was so scary. So, that is it for this episode. Make sure you subscribe because I have so many fun ideas and content that I'm filming. I have a video that I have been working on all month and it's gonna probably be out in like the first week of May, and I'm really, really excited about it. And I just have like so many ideas flowing. I'm really just like letting my creativity flow freely and doing whatever comes to mind, honestly. I mean, obviously, I'm thinking through my ideas, but and there's a lot of crazy, crazy things that are going to happen this summer. So I'm going to be making a lot of exciting content. So you should definitely, definitely, definitely join me for that. And I appreciate you letting me take a break for a week for spring break. Not that I needed your permission, but yeah, I am feeling more rejuvenated. Even though I said that I'm tired today, but I'm gonna make it my goal to just eliminate distractions, slow down, and be present and grateful this week. That's my goal. And to just ease back into routine and take it easy with myself. And I suggest you do the same. Follow me on TikTok and Pinterest. And I will see you next week. Stay iconic as usual.